What's up and welcome back, everyone. My name is Max. You're at table. Not. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another Tablenauts video, and this is a exciting one. Not only have I culled lots of games, including some very large, big, expensive games, but I've also got some opinions that I need from you. There's a few on my list that I'm really close to culling, but I need to know what you think about them. And if you stick around towards the end of the video, I'm going to tell you about the first Kickstarter I've backed in the last 2 years. I've not backed a Kickstarter for nearly 2 years until today. Now, if you notice some funny shadows on me, that's because there's games I'm getting rid of stacked kind of blocking the light source, but don't you worry about it. We'll get rid of that soon. So again, some of these you may have seen in a previous cull video, and I'll explain why it's reappearing if I recall why it's reappearing. But most of these I think are going to be something you want to see. So first and foremost, I did not expect to cull this one. No, let's start with the shadows. Let's start with what's blocking my face from getting the full light. Watch, this is going to look a little bit better once I show you that I'm culling Viticulture. That's kind of a scary one to get rid of, if I'm being honest with you. This is a game that I really, really enjoy, and Danielle really likes it. We've had a good time with it. We haven't played it in a really long time at this point. We also have the, whatever the Tuscany, the Essential expansion, which we never played with. It's in this box. I got it all down to a single storage solution, and we never played with it, which is upsetting and unfortunate, but it's just not a game that we've returned to, and of course, Granger waits until the video begins to decide she wants to be let inside. Viticulture is also on Board Game Arena if I want to get my fix, though I know that's not a direct replacement, but again, this is like it's a big cull for me. I'm getting rid of lots of stuff. And it's just one, Kenny has it, it's on Board Game Arena, and we haven't played it in a long while. Do I really need to own a copy? Probably not. So that's Viticulture. First one on my list, clearing space for better lighting. Now this one, several of these will be cheats where you're like, Max, does that really count if Doolin owns the game? Well, yeah, it has to. It has to. This is Cubitos by AEG, a game I really, really like. In fact, I sold Quacks to buy this. But again, hasn't been played. Doolin owns a copy. And if I'm going to play with someone, it's probably going to be Doolin anyways. So I don't think I need to own my copy. Now, I'll also say, and this was a surprise, I just looked at my shelf and remembered, we have a copy that was sent to us by AEG for giveaway. So not this copy, a different copy. Down there I'm selling this one, but you can win a copy of Cubitos just by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and commenting down below, and tell me what your favorite person from Cubitos is. You don't have to tell me the exact name. Just like, do you like SpongeBob? Or do you like the dog? Or do you like the llama? Or do you like the crab? Tell me what's up. Let me know down in the comments. And you too can win a game. I'll just pick a random commenter. This is spur of the moment. There's not many rules to this things, but we had a game to give away, and I'm going to do it. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know. And you might earn yourself Cubitos. I will limit this to unfortunately, United States only, so continental U.S. So I apologize for those not in the continental U.S., but hopefully one of you can win a copy of Cubitos. Okay, now, again, love that game. Don't need to own one. Doolin has it. Haven't played it in a while. If I'm going to play it, it's going to be with Doolin. Okay, this is a game I've never played. It's also a game that when I first started the hobby, I really wanted, but I'm well aware that this is not for me at this point in time, both because I think it is a lighter affair than what I would want. It's also a big campaign game. Remy, I know, campaign games. Remy, I know, campaign games. Am I right? Remy gets it. Campaign games. Am I right? This is Arcadia Quest. I actually received this in a gift exchange, and it's a lovely gift, very thoughtful, and I think that in a different timeline, this would have nailed it. This would have been a perfect gift for me and my family, but as it stands, I know. I'm with you. And also, apparently, Remy hates this game too, so it just has to leave. But I hope this goes to someone who's really, really, really going to enjoy it and be able to play it far more than I'm going to. Now, again, I'm just kind of stacking up games here, and the dogs are being so rambunctious and wild, they're probably going to knock down these games, so whatever. Now, this one I do want to talk about real briefly. Dogs. Oh my gosh. Because this was in my last cull video. And funnily enough, after that cull video, let me get the game out first, then we'll talk about it. Oh god, it's big. It's really big. Yeah, it's just gonna sit right there. This is Aeon Trespass Odyssey. This is a game that I talked about in my most recent other cull video, and decided that, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. It looks so cool. I want to play it so bad. And Jash said that, we can do that. We can make this work. Turns out Jash just doesn't want to hang out with me. He's never free. Ever. Without putting all the blame on him, I've yet to learn it. I've yet to set it up. And it's also, you know me, it's also just worth a pretty penny. And I'm not sure that I'm wanting to hold on to it when I can make a decent profit on it, sell it, whatever, because I don't think it's going to get played, at least not for a while. This is a game that I would love to play. I think it really speaks to me as far as the Kingdom Death Monster boss battler, but as well as the exploration and discovery that's a little bit more involved in this game than it is in Kingdom Death Monster. But if I'm being realistic with myself, it just needs to go. And so I've made my mind up. Again, I just talked about this in the last cull video, but then I decided to keep it, and now I'm deciding, no, it's going. And I think it's currently pending right now. But if you want Aeon Trespass Odyssey, let me know. Let me know. I'm going to slide it back over here because that is a big boy. Now, this is one I never thought I'd cull. Legitimately probably on my list of, nearly on my list of never cull games. Which, speaking of, I culled a never cull game. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this is Biblios. Now, this is a lovely game. I love Biblios. I've talked about it many times. Very nice box size, really fun, simple game, but still not one that gets played that often. There are other games that have a more enticing theme to introduce to people, though I think this is an excellent introductory game. No one gets excited about monks collecting books, and it's just one of those things that If it were me selling it randomly on the internet, then I probably wouldn't do it. It'd be tough. But Jamie from Foster the Meeple wants it, and so when they visit us, we're just going to pass it off to her, and then they'll be able to enjoy it, and I'll have a little place in Canada amongst the other couple of games that were left there. But I think this is an excellent game, one that I didn't really want to get rid of, but it's out of print right now. It's going for a bit more than it normally did, and I haven't played it in a while, and I know someone who really wants it. So that's Biblios for me. Again, incredible game. If you can find it, that's a great game. I love Biblios. One of my favorite roll and writes, however, is leaving the collection as well, and that is not Draco. Three Sisters. This is a incredible roll and write. It's nice, relaxing, whatever, but I've played it probably half a dozen, if not more times at this point. And again, just narrowing down the collection to what I really, really want to keep. And this is a very good one, but it's just really good. But it's not anything that really entices me to come back. It's not super exciting. So I've actually narrowed down my roll and write collection a lot, and you're going to see that in the coming few games. And I'm left with currently Isle of Cats Flip and Draw, and one that's kind of a pseudo roll and write, not even a real roll and write, in Long Shot the Dice game. So again, I'm really trimming down this collection lately, and going with the next roll and write, which also might have been in a previous cull video, so I'm not going to dwell too long on this, but that's Explorers by Ravensburger. Never played this game. I bought it because they were giving away Strike when you purchased any other game, and I wanted a copy of Strike more than I wanted a copy of this. So Explorers, I know basically nothing about it. Don't ask me any questions, but if someone wants to buy it, because it's been listed for a while and no one has, there you go, Explorers. This is a very good roll and write, one that I really like and I very much hesitated on keeping, but it is Paper Dungeons. This is by Alley Cat Games, which I do a little bit of work for Alley Cat Games, but genuinely really, really like this dungeon crawl roll and write. It's one that you like fighting monsters, you're doing different things than other people, you can take entirely different pathways and work entirely different ways, and really, really fun. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorites. It's definitely preferred to me to Dungeons, Dice, and Danger. I think Dungeons, Dice, and Danger is a good game, but this I would definitely put above it. But spoiler alert, Dungeons, Dice, and Danger is gone also. Now, granted, Doolin's purchasing that one, so, whatever. But it's gone too. Again, really trimming down the collection, especially the roll and writes this month. A lot of them are seeing the end of their time here. This is a game that I've never played. It's in Shrink, and I didn't intend to play it, so I figured I'll just sell it to someone, and if anyone wants to buy it, I'll just sell it to you for cheap, because I don't really know anything about it. It's Flourish. Okay, let me talk about a few that aren't here because they're already sold and already out the door. One that we had discussed in the last Cull video, and then again I had second thoughts of, but it is officially gone, sold, out the door. I don't own it anymore. It's Kingdom Death Monster. So it's gone. Someone else owns it. I hope they have a lovely time with it. I love that game, but I've not played it in years, and I could get some money for it and trim up some shelf space. So bye-bye, Kingdom Death Monster. I wrote down Calico, but that's not what I meant. I sold Cascadia. Also, I recently talked about in my recap video, which you should check out if you haven't already, that Cascadia was just fine, and I decided I didn't need it anymore. I am probably going to purchase Acropolis because I do want that kind of weight of game in my collection, and Cascadia fit that nicely, but Acropolis is just way more fun in my opinion. I love Acropolis, and I want to play it more, so I got rid of Cascadia as well. And then, of course, I mentioned it already, Dungeons, Dice, and Danger has gone to live with Doolin. Now, here is a big one. And I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments for this one, I imagine. And it might be deserved. It's already not in my house. But I want to preface this, which might even cause more hate. It went to Doolin. So, did I really lose it? Because if I'm ever to play this game, which to clarify again, I've never played my physical copy of this game. But if I ever do, it's going to be with Doolin. So, really, nothing happened here. But before I break any hearts, I culled Root, y'all. I did. That was a game that I put on my I'm never culling these games list. Oops. Root's amazing. I love Root. I love it. It's one of my top 5 games of all time. I play it all the time on the app with Jeff and Kyle and Doolin, and it's a blast. And I've not played it physically, my own copy, ever. And I've owned it for years. Not that one, because I culled it and bought it back. I've owned it for years, and I've never played my copy of Root. I've always played someone else's copy. And now, hopefully, I'll play Doolin's copy. But it was just one of those things. He was willing to buy it. I wasn't really even going to sell it unless it was to him, because I knew that would be heartbreaking for us. But he was happy to have it in his collection, and out the door it goes. But it's still basically here, right? Like, culling the Doolin is a cheat code. Thank you, Doolin. Okay. Down to the final 2. Before I tell you about the first Kickstarter that I've backed in almost 2 years, I have one game that is a very likely cull eventually, but I was basically denied by Danielle. You see, if you don't know, my gaming situation is kind of weird because my wife is 9 months pregnant. We are about to give birth to our 4th child. Things are wild. It's busy. And she is exhausted, and understandably so. You are in the clear, Danielle. If you're watching, this is not a shot at you at all. You are an amazing mother. But she doesn't want to play board games, right? Okay. So last year, we started playing this game and really, really enjoyed it. Role Player Adventures. We started playing this in January of 2022. I think we played 5 chapters in a week. That was it. We've yet to return to it. We've yet to return to this world, and I was willing to let it go and say, hey, we got our time's worth, we got our money's worth. It was a lot of fun, but I'm ready to let it go. But Danielle wants me to hold on to it. Probably the same with Destinies. Destinies is another game. Loved it. We've only played the first 3 scenarios, and I do want to finish it, but again, we haven't. I'd be willing to let Destinies go too, but I think she wants to finish it, and then we'll let it go. Same with Role Player Adventures. I think once we beat it, we'll probably just give it to the Doolins. And then if they go to sell it, we'll split the profits. So I don't know, whatever. But I want them to play it because I think they'd really love this. And it's a very, decently quick-paced co-op game. I think there's 20 scenarios or something like that. Maybe not even that. Maybe just 12. But I was going to call this. Danielle didn't want to quite just yet. So that is Role Player Adventures. Now, here's where I need your help. Devin, Devin, are you watching? That might be a spoiler if you know Devin well enough. This is a game that I love, I adore. I think it's one of my favorite games of all time. It's really freaking good, but it's really hard to table. And I've talked about this before. Doolin didn't have a very good experience last time we played this game. Now, he's willing to play it again, to clarify. He's not being salty, he's not being sassy, he's not whatever. He wants to play it again. So for now, I'm holding on to it. But it is a very strong maybe cull, because I don't know. I love this game. It's out of print, but it is hard to play. And so I'm asking your opinions, please. I once again ask for your financial opinions and board game opinions. This is Forbidden Stars. Asymmetric Warhammer version of an area control objective, deck building, combat manipulating game. It's great. Like, I love this game. I regret I didn't do it. I'm sad that it's out of print because more people should be able to play this game, but it is a lot, and it is fighty. You know, part of the reason Doolin didn't like it is because he was basically out, and we cut the game off early because it was late and Doolin was out. But like, you can get eliminated. Not really, though maybe you actually can, though it's probably very rare. But he was like mathematically eliminated. Like, he was so wiped out that there was no chance he was coming back. He was still able to play. And at that point in time, it almost makes it worse, but that's besides the point. This is a fantastic game. I love this game. I love this game a lot. But it's big, it's expensive, it's out of print, and it's hard to table. I'm currently keeping it. It's currently going back on the shelf, but it is one I want your feedback on, your opinions on. What would you do in this situation? I feel like lately I've been learning to let go of things that like I've grasped that I'm not going to play them. It's something that I've wrestled with for months and years of these games that I want to play, but that they probably won't happen. And then just recently, I feel like I finally just let go. And if that's the case and I'm not going to play it, the game can go. Kingdom Death Monster, Aeon Trespass Odyssey. I mean, I don't know. I even thought about Frosthaven for a minute, but I'm keeping that for now. I'm keeping Frosthaven for now. But again, just thinking about all these games that I have, and that's another one that might hit the trails eventually. Now, what you've all been waiting for, clearly, and you're gonna be disappointed. I promise you, I'm not lying. This is not clickbait. I did finally back my first board game in nearly 2 years. And it's a game you should check out. But don't yell at me. It's called Bound. It's a print and play, and it cost me $1.40. That's the first game I've backed in the last 2 years. It's wonderfully illustrated. I want to get this printed on like a nice cardstock mat, something like that. I don't know. It's beautiful. It's beautifully illustrated, and it looks like an incredibly simplistic version of Go, for lack of a better term, where you're basically moving they look just like Go pieces, probably are Go pieces. The game doesn't even come with pieces because it's a print play. You have to friggin' put pennies on the board or something. But regardless, you're moving your pieces around in a straight line, and basically your goal is to surround someone else's pieces. You want to make it to where they cannot move. You've cut off all 3 pathways that they can get away from. And that just seems like a really fun, cool game to play. And if maybe I can get a real cheap version that just literally folds up and I can keep it in my car or my wallet or something and just pull it out at the dinner table at Cracker Barrel or wherever we're at. My kids love Cracker Barrel. It is the best. They adore that restaurant so much. I don't know. Maybe that's a regional thing. I really don't know how big Cracker Barrel is, and this has no relevance at all to board games. But my kids love it. They eat it up. It's ridiculous. Anyways, Bound. Check it out. $1.50 print and play. Looks like it'll be a lot of fun. And again, it is beautifully illustrated, and I actually want to get this made into a decent board that we can play because it's lovely. So that is my most recent cull. Again, several of them already out the door, several of them on their way out, and I'm hoping to get rid of this entire pile before April. That'd be great to get rid of all of them within the next month, and not even April, March. We're gonna be March. We're gonna be aggressive. We're gonna aggressively attack this market. Before March, they're gonna be gone. But yeah, that is all the crap that's leaving. Crap, I say crap. These games are great. Well, most of them, not all of them. I haven't even played some of them. Flourish, I don't know how good it is. No idea at all. But these games are good, most of them, and they're not crap. But for me, in my situation, I just don't need a massive board game collection. I have friends with massive board game collections, and if you don't, well, get on that. Find some friends with massive board game collections. You can save yourself a lot of money. Number one tip from me. Y'all gonna be so bad with me. I don't know. It's late. It's like midnight, and I'm just having fun recording. I missed you guys. I miss this. I miss this connection we have. It's a lot of fun hanging out with you. I mean, parasocial relationships. Am I right? Love you all. Have a wonderful day. Like and subscribe to the video if you haven't already. We really appreciate that. I say that every time. Ooh, and if you like this merchandise, Tablenauts.com. We have merchandise. And it's good. It's good stuff. I like it. If you don't like it, well, tell me why. Because I want to make merchandise that you like and that you want and that I see at conventions because that sounds cool. Yeah. Love you all. See you later. You're still here? Dang, me too. So do you like Cracker Barrel too?